What's up, everyone? It's your favorite internet doctor. Today we're diving into blood sugar. In 2025, managing diabetes and prediabetes isn't just clinics and pharmacies. It's the daily choices we make in the kitchen. Building a lifestyle that supports metabolic health. I put my body on the line. Real-time data. I strapped on a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, to see what happens when I eat. A CGM is an incredible piece of tech. A small sensor under the skin, measuring glucose 24/7. It sends data straight to your phone. Not guesswork or finger pricks. Immediate, dynamic impact. I tested 15 foods often recommended for stable blood sugar. Do they keep glucose flat? First up, steel-cut oats. Unlike processed oats, their fiber forms a gel that slows sugar absorption, giving you steady energy. My CGM showed a gentle, rolling hill instead of a sharp peak. Next, lentils and chickpeas. These legumes are packed with fiber and protein, resulting in an almost flat glucose line on my CGM. They're a true metabolic non-event. My non-negotiable is leafy greens. They add volume with almost zero glucose impact. Finally, eggs. A breakfast superhero. They're pure protein and fat, keeping my glucose perfectly stable all morning. Next up, let's talk about a true metabolic superstar, the avocado. This creamy, nutrient-dense fruit is packed with healthy monounsaturated fats. These fats are key to blood sugar control because they significantly slow down gastric emptying. Think of it as a natural brake on your digestion. When you eat an avocado, the food in your stomach is released into your small intestine much more slowly. This means any carbohydrates you eat alongside it are also absorbed more gradually, preventing a rapid surge in blood sugar. When I tested this myself, pairing avocado with a source of complex carbs, my CGM showed a beautifully stable, gentle curve instead of a sharp peak. The fat acted like a buffer, smoothing everything out. But the benefits don't stop there. A single half contains around 7 grams of fiber, which further aids in blunting glucose absorption and feeds your healthy gut bacteria. It's also rich in potassium, a mineral crucial for maintaining healthy blood pressure. This combination provides sustained energy without the dreaded post-meal crash. For portioning, a quarter to a half of an avocado is a perfect addition to a meal. It's incredibly versatile. I love adding it to my salads for creaminess, mashing it on whole grain toast with a sprinkle of sea salt, or even blending it into smoothies for a rich texture and a dose of healthy fats. The data from my CGM is clear. Avocado is a powerful tool for keeping blood sugar flat and steady. Moving on to number 7, we have Greek yogurt. But not just any yogurt. It's crucial to choose plain, unsweetened varieties. The key difference with Greek yogurt lies in its preparation. It's strained to remove most of the whey, which is the watery part of milk. This straining process is what makes it so beneficial for blood sugar. It concentrates the protein, often doubling the amount found in regular yogurt, and it reduces the carbohydrate content by removing some of the lactose or milk sugar. This high-protein content is fantastic for promoting satiety, keeping you feeling full and satisfied for longer, which in turn helps prevent overeating and subsequent glucose spikes. I recommend opting for the full-fat version. The fat, much like with avocados, further slows the absorption of the remaining lactose. When I ate a serving of plain, full-fat Greek yogurt, my CGM stayed almost completely flat. It was one of the most stable readings I saw. Plus, you get the amazing benefit of probiotics. These live cultures support a healthy gut microbiome, which research increasingly shows is linked to improved insulin sensitivity and overall metabolic health. It's a long-term win for your body. A typical serving of about 3/4 of a cup is a great protein-packed base for a meal or snack. Just remember to avoid the flavored varieties, which are often loaded with added sugars. Instead, add your own low-glycemic toppings, like berries, nuts, or chia seeds. And that brings us perfectly to our 8th food, berries. When you're craving something sweet, Berries are nature's candy. They deliver that sweetness, but come in a package with relatively low sugar and, most importantly, a high amount of fiber. This fiber is the magic ingredient. It forms a gel-like substance in your digestive tract, slowing down the absorption of the fruit's natural sugars, fructose and glucose. This is why eating whole berries is vastly different from drinking fruit juice, which strips away the fiber and sends a tidal wave of sugar into your bloodstream. My own CGM test confirmed this beautifully. After eating a cup of mixed berries, I saw only a slight gradual rise and a smooth, gentle return to my baseline. There was no sharp spike and no subsequent energy crash, just a mild and manageable response. Berries are also packed with powerful antioxidants called anthocyanins, which give them their rich red, blue, and purple colors. Some studies suggest these compounds may even improve insulin sensitivity and help blunt the glucose spike from a high-carbohydrate meal. They are fantastic paired with Greek yogurt, blended into a smoothie, or just enjoyed on their own as a refreshing snack. My CGM gives berries a definite thumbs up. Number 9 is a snack time hero, nuts. Almonds, walnuts, pistachios. Most nuts are a metabolic powerhouse. They have an ideal macronutrient profile for blood sugar stability. Low in carbohydrates, high in healthy fats and fiber, and a moderate amount of protein. This combination works together to slow digestion and ensure a very gradual release of energy. For my test, I ate a standard serving, about a quarter cup or a small handful, of raw unsalted almonds. The result on my CGM was remarkable. It remained completely flat. No rise, no dip, just perfect stability. This makes them an ideal snack for preventing hunger between meals without disrupting your glucose levels. The key is to choose the right kind. Always opt for raw or dry roasted nuts, and be mindful to skip versions with added sugars, inflammatory oils, or excess salt. You want the pure, unadulterated nut itself. Different nuts offer unique benefits too. Almonds are a fantastic source of magnesium, a mineral involved in glucose metabolism, while walnuts are rich in heart-healthy omega-3 fatty acids. It's a triple win: stable glucose, lasting satiety, and cardiovascular support. So next time that mid-afternoon slump hits, reach for a handful of nuts instead of processed chips or a sugary granola bar. Your blood sugar will thank you. Finally, at number 10, let's talk about a smarter carb, the sweet potato. Many people trying to manage blood sugar think they have to eliminate all starchy vegetables, but that's not the case. Sweet potatoes are a fantastic example of a nutrient-dense carbohydrate. Compared to their white potato counterparts, they generally have a lower glycemic index and, crucially, more fiber. A lot of that beneficial fiber is found in the skin, so I always recommend eating it. This fiber is your best friend when it comes to carbs, as it slows down the breakdown and absorption of the starch into glucose. When I ate a medium-sized baked sweet potato, my CGM showed a noticeable but very controlled rise that returned smoothly to baseline within a couple of hours. It wasn't flat like with nuts or yogurt, but it was what I'd call a friendly curve, a gentle hill, not a jagged mountain. This is a world away from the rapid, sharp spikes you'd see with refined carbohydrates like white bread or sugary drinks. The key takeaway here is that you don't have to eliminate carbs entirely. The goal is to choose whole, unprocessed, fiber-rich sources that provide your body with steady, sustained energy. A great way to prepare it is simply baked whole. For portioning, half of a medium sweet potato is a good starting point, and always pair it with protein and healthy fats, like some grilled chicken and a side of broccoli with olive oil, to further flatten that glucose response. A whole baked sweet potato definitely earns its place as a smarter starch and a blood sugar-friendly choice. Kicking off our next 5 is quinoa. Now, technically it's a seed, but we cook and eat it like a grain. It's often called a pseudo-cereal, and it's a fantastic tool for metabolic health because it's a complex carbohydrate that comes packed with both fiber and a complete protein profile. This is a rare quality in the plant kingdom, meaning it contains all 9 essential amino acids our bodies can't produce on their own. This combination of protein and fiber is the secret sauce. It dramatically slows down how quickly the carbohydrates are digested and absorbed into the bloodstream. For my test, I ate about 1 cooked cup, which is a standard serving size. That gives you around 40 grams of carbs, but also a solid 8 grams of protein and over 5 grams of fiber. I ate it plain to get a clean reading and isolate its effect on my glucose. The result on my CGM was exactly what I hoped for, mirroring the response I saw with sweet potatoes. It produced a very gentle, prolonged rise in glucose, reaching a moderate peak before slowly coming back down. Most importantly, there was no sharp spike and no subsequent reactive dip, which is that crash that leaves you feeling tired and hungry again. This makes it a much more metabolically friendly swap for refined grains like white rice or couscous. You get that satisfying texture and volume, but with the added benefit of steady, sustained energy and a much greater feeling of satiety, keeping you full for longer. It's incredibly versatile. Use it as a base for a lunch bowl with roasted vegetables and a lemon tahini dressing, or as a simple side dish for your protein. It's a true triple threat: a high-quality complex carb, a great source of fiber, and a complete protein. Next up, the tiny but mighty chia seed. The magic of chia lies in its incredible soluble fiber content. When you mix these seeds with liquid, they absorb about 10 times their weight and form a thick gel. This gel-forming action happens in your stomach too, which physically slows down digestion and the breakdown of carbohydrates, effectively blunting glucose spikes. I often add them to my morning Greek yogurt or make a simple chia pudding overnight. When I do, my CGM shows a beautiful, gentle rolling hill of glucose, indicating a very slow and sustained energy release. It's one of the most effective glucose-flattening tools in my kitchen. But they're not just about fiber. Chia seeds are a nutritional powerhouse, providing plant-based ALA omega-3 fatty acids, which are great for heart and brain health, plus protein and essential minerals like calcium, magnesium, and phosphorus. You don't need much to see a benefit. Just a tablespoon or 2 stirred into oatmeal, blended into a smoothie, or used to make pudding can meaningfully blunt your glucose response while adding a significant nutrient boost. It's a true superfood, and my CGM data confirms it every time. Moving on to number 13, fatty fish, like salmon. From a pure glucose perspective, fish is a simple story. It contains virtually no carbohydrates, so eating it alone results in a flat line on the CGM. But its real value for metabolic health goes much deeper, thanks to its high concentration of the omega-3 fatty acids EPA and DHA. These specific omega-3s are potent anti-inflammatory compounds. Chronic inflammation is a key driver of insulin resistance, so by reducing inflammation, regular consumption of fatty fish can help improve your body's insulin sensitivity over time. This means your cells get better at taking up glucose from the blood, leading to better overall control. There's also an immediate benefit. The healthy fats and high-quality protein in fish slow down the absorption of any carbohydrates you eat with it. Pairing salmon with a smart carb like a sweet potato creates a powerful combination. The fish effectively blunts the glucose curve from the potato, resulting in a much smaller and gentler rise. Aiming for 2 servings of fatty fish per week is a great target. This regular intake supports better long-term glucose control and provides a host of other benefits for your brain and heart. It's a perfect example of a food that delivers both immediate and long-term wins. Number 14 is a simple spice, cinnamon. Specifically, Ceylon cinnamon, if you can find it. The magic here comes from a bioactive compound called cinnamaldehyde. Research suggests this compound can have a modest but helpful effect on blood sugar by mimicking insulin and improving how efficiently glucose is transported into our cells. I tested this by adding about a teaspoon of cinnamon to my morning oatmeal, a meal that can sometimes cause a notable spike for me. The difference was clear on my CGM. The peak was consistently lower, and the overall curve was smoother compared to when I ate the oatmeal plain. Now, let's be clear. Cinnamon is not a magic bullet. It won't erase the effects of a high-sugar meal, but it is a brilliant calorie-free flavor swap that can replace sugar and actively support your glucose control. Instead of brown sugar on your oatmeal, use cinnamon. It's easy to incorporate. Add it to your coffee, blend it into smoothies, sprinkle it on Greek yogurt, or even add it to savory dishes like lentil soup or chili for a warm, complex flavor. These small, consistent additions can add up to real benefits over time. Yeah. And finally, number 15. Yes, you can eat chocolate. But the key is choosing the right kind. We're talking about dark chocolate with at least 85% cacao content. This is crucial because the higher the cacao percentage, the lower the sugar content, and the higher the concentration of beneficial compounds called flavonols. A typical milk chocolate bar is mostly sugar and fat, with very little actual cacao. High cacao dark chocolate completely flips that ratio. You're getting more of the good stuff, the fiber, minerals, and flavonols from the cacao bean, and far less of the sugar that drives glucose spikes. These flavonols are powerful antioxidants that studies suggest may aid vascular health by improving blood flow, and they may also help improve insulin sensitivity over the long term. I tested this myself, eating 1 to 2 squares of 85% dark chocolate as a dessert after a balanced low-carb meal. The result? My CGM stayed completely flat. The fat and fiber in the chocolate, combined with the very low sugar content and the fact I ate it after a full meal, meant it had virtually no impact on my blood sugar. This makes it a perfect strategic and pleasurable treat. It satisfies that craving for something sweet without causing a glucose crash, which helps with long-term adherence to a healthy eating plan. When it comes to chocolate, always choose quality over quantity and enjoy it wisely. When I tested these foods with my CGM, I noticed a steady blood sugar line after eating lentils, nuts, and salmon. No sharp spikes. Foods like white bread or juice, big jumps. Everyone's different, but these results show how fiber and protein truly matter. Pairing carbs with protein, fat, and fiber reliably blunted my glucose curves. Repeated runs showed consistent trends across days and meals. Personalization matters. Your results may vary, but principles hold. Winners for me: legumes, nuts, fatty fish, yogurt, high-fiber carbs like steel-cut oats and quinoa, and strategic add-ons like avocado and chia. Stability feels like energy you can trust. No crash, better focus. CGM turned nutrition theory into clarity, real-time proof. Use a CGM if you can, or apply these patterns: fiber, protein, healthy fats. Combine these foods with short walks after meals, stay hydrated, and get enough sleep. Small, consistent habits can transform how your body manages glucose. Think in combos: carbs plus protein, fiber, and healthy fat. Prep smart snacks to avoid impulse sugar hits. Prioritize sleep hygiene. Better sleep, better insulin sensitivity. A little movement every day beats sporadic extremes. Managing diabetes in 2025 means working smarter, not harder. With these foods and a balanced routine, you can stabilize blood sugar, feel energized, and live fully. If this helped, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone who's on the same journey. This is Wellness Reboot RH, helping you reboot your health, one habit at a time. I'll see you in the next video.